Hey gang, I'm Fahaam, your financial freedom guru. Let's turn your dreams into billionaire success stories. Today's story is about a man who didn't just change the way we search the internet, he changed the way we live, learn, communicate, and build wealth. We're diving into the life of Larry Page, the genius behind Google, and how he transformed from a tech-loving kid to one of the richest men on the planet. This story is not just about billions, it's about vision, risk, creation, and long-term thinking. So listen closely, because if you've ever dreamed of becoming a billionaire by building something meaningful, this journey will light a fire inside you. It was a bright spring morning on March 26, 1973 when Lawrence Edward Page entered the world in East Lansing, Michigan. He didn't grow up around money or business, but he did grow up in a house full of ideas. Both his parents were computer scientists, and their home was packed with magazines, books, early computers, and conversations about technology. It wasn't about luxury, it was about learning. That spark caught young Larry's imagination. He wasn't dreaming about sports cars or fame. He was opening up computers, taking apart gadgets, and imagining a world where tech solved real problems. At just 12 years old, Larry read a biography of Nikola Tesla and was shocked that someone so brilliant died broken alone. That moment stuck with him forever. He realized that invention without business meant your ideas might never survive. Fast forward to the 1990s, Larry joins Stanford University for a PhD in computer science. It's there he meets Sergey Brin, and together they begin working on a project that would quietly begin rewriting internet history. They created a search engine called Backrub, funny name, but genius idea. Instead of just matching keywords, it ranked websites based on how many other sites linked to them, just like academic citations. That became Google. In 1998, they launched it from a tiny garage in Menlo Park with just a few servers, a borrowed $100,000, and a dream to organize the world's information. They weren't building a website, they were building a future. Larry Page became Google's first CEO, leading a company with no profits, but limitless potential. Google exploded in popularity almost overnight. People stopped saying, "Search the internet," and started saying, "Google it." In 2001, Larry stepped down as CEO so they could bring in experienced leadership, but he stayed deeply involved. And quietly, strategically, he made one of the smartest decisions in tech history. He bought Android in 2005 for just $26 million. At the time, people said it was risky. Today, Android runs over 3 billion smartphones globally. Larry didn't wait for trends. He created them. In 2011, Larry returned as Google's CEO, and this time, he wasn't just improving search, he was building a company that could touch every part of life. Self-driving cars, cloud computing, YouTube, Google Maps, Gmail, everything grew under his leadership. But Larry wasn't satisfied. He saw that the future required not just one company but an ecosystem of companies working on moonshot ideas. So in 2015, he created Alphabet Inc., a parent company that allowed Google to focus on its core business while other projects like Waymo, Verily, and DeepMind could experiment, innovate, and stretch the limits of technology. Larry Page served as Alphabet's CEO until 2019, when he quietly stepped down and handed over day-to-day control to Sundar Pichai. He didn't retire. He just chose to disappear from the spotlight so he could focus on the future. Even today, Larry sits on the board and holds controlling shares that give him enormous influence. His estimated net worth in 2025 sits between $143 billion to $159 billion depending on the market. But this isn't lottery money. This is the result of holding onto equity, building real companies, and thinking 10 steps ahead while others were just trying to make a quick dollar. Larry invested heavily in the future, especially things most people didn't even understand yet. He poured millions into flying car companies like Kitty Hawk and Opener, hoping to redefine personal transportation. He backed Planetary Resources to mine asteroids and explore space. He supported AI development, health tech, and energy startups, all before they were cool. This man wasn't just chasing profits, he was building a legacy. Larry believed that automation could solve massive global problems and give people more time to focus on creativity, not just survival. What makes Larry's journey emotional is how grounded it was. No showbiz, no media drama, no luxury flaunting. He avoided interviews, preferred reading, and loved nature. While other billionaires made headlines, Larry made moves. Even during global financial turbulence and tech stock collapses, Larry's wealth kept evolving. In early 2025, tariffs shook the markets, and he lost $35 billion on paper, but his diversified portfolio in biotech, and renewable energy made sure he bounced back. His resilience is a masterclass in strategic wealth. Larry became a billionaire in 2004 at just 30 years old when Google went public. But that IPO wasn't the end, it was the beginning. The real secret? He didn't cash out. He kept his shares. He reinvested his dividends. He bet on people, platforms, and possibilities. When people said something was impossible, Larry Page leaned in. His entire fortune is built on long-term thinking, ownership, and impact. Let's be clear, this isn't just a tech story. It's a money story. It's a freedom story. Larry Page teaches us that you don't get rich by chasing money. You get rich by solving problems, owning equity, and staying ahead of the curve. His life is proof that your background doesn't matter as much as your mindset. From a quiet kid with a garage full of gadgets to a man building flying cars and AI labs, Larry Page's story is your reminder that anything is possible if you combine curiosity, courage, and consistency. And now let's break it down for you, the Fahaam way. First, invest in learning. Larry didn't jump into business without knowledge. He studied, researched, and stayed obsessed with his craft. Second, own what you build. Page never gave up control of Google, and that's why he stayed powerful long after stepping down. Third, stay humble. You'll never see him on reality shows or Twitter wars. He lets his work speak. Lastly, think bigger than money. The man isn't just worth billions, he's changing how humanity travels, heals, and connects. So if you're chasing financial freedom, remember this: start small, think long, build real value, and hold your equity like your life depends on it. Larry Page didn't follow trends. He invented the future. You can too. This is Fahaam, signing off, but not without leaving you with a thought. If a kid with a love for computers could become one of the richest men in the world without ever chasing fame or clout, then what's stopping you? Don't just dream about financial freedom, engineer it. I'll see you in the next video, where we break down more billionaire journeys, wealth building strategies, and paths to a free life.